What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Talk. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hensey, joined today by the man, Brian DeGennaro. How we doing, Brian?
Fantastic, Pat. How are you?
Can't complain, as usual. Listen, before we do get into Brian Cashman's press conference today, everyone be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more content. We're pumping it out every single day this season, but we kind of have big news to talk about. I don't even know if it's big news. I thought it would be big news, ended up not really being big news, but Brian Cashman was announced to have a press conference 12:30 on Monday afternoon. Everyone kind of heard that and they were like, whoa, are we getting like a major shakeup? What's about to go down? People are like, oh, Boone's getting fired, right? It
LOL.
was much about nothing. It seemed like it was 45 minutes of Brian Cashman basically just repeating, I believe in this team. I believe in the coach. I believe in the players. And it's just kind of frustrating because we talk about this pretty often, right? This is a Yankees team right now that's completely lifeless. And the only way to inject some life into them is by maybe creating a major shock in the clubhouse, right? Now, whether if that's benching a particular guy, pulling a guy out mid-game, calling someone up, sending someone down, there needs to be some sort of shakeup to inject some life into this team, and we just didn't get it out of Brian Cashman today.
Yeah, and I mean, sort of the same thing that we're always seeing, where they don't tell us anything. When it comes to injuries, there's a lie after lie. Oh, it's nothing, and then two days later, guy goes on the IL for 60 days. But it's the same sort of thing. 40 minutes of him just sitting up there, really saying nothing.
I
And
know.
it's pretty amazing. Like you would think the general manager would have something to say, something of use of value, something that would instill some fear into these guys. I don't know what they need at this point, but they need something, and it
Yeah.
seems like nothing is being done.
You know what? Like, that's exactly my thing. Now apparently we heard Aaron Boone gave the team a stern talking to after the
Huh.
disgusting game on Friday. Clearly that didn't do much. So if you're Brian Cashman, what's even the point of this press conference today? Obviously it's not setting a shock wave through the clubhouse because if I'm a player on the Yankees right now and I heard Cashman's press conference, all I'm thinking is like, all right, I'm just gonna keep what I'm doing what I'm doing because like the GM thinks that we're doing a fine job. So we're just gonna keep trying to work out of the slump and nothing needs to change. Right. Because
Right.
that's kind of what I got from it.
Yeah.
I do wanna pull out one quote really quickly that
Sure.
Cashman said. He said, when you have a really talented roster, you just want them to be who they are and what they're capable of. Plug and play and let them go. And so I've got full confidence in our staff because I've seen them work a lot of magic along the way, impact a lot of players along the way. Now, this is very confusing to me. When he says work their magic, that kind of seems to me they're just like, all right, well, let's like shoot the dice and see what comes out, right? Because we've seen
Yeah.
this with so many players on the Yankees in the past few seasons, just kind of rolling the dice and seeing what you get out of them, just based on
Hmm.
analytics and whatnot. We're talking
Hmm.
it could go really good or really bad, though. Like it could go a Luke Voigt route, or it could go a
Right.
Jay Bruce route, or it could go a
Right.
Rougned Odor route. So I think the fact that Brian Cashman still thinks that what the coaching staff and what the players are producing right now is fine and there's some sort of magic involved, it's troubling because the Yankees offense has had the same mentality for the past few seasons now. That's the home runner bust mentality. And that
Yeah.
has to come from somewhere because a lot of these players who have acquired that mentality didn't previously have it. And my main example is Gleyber Torres.
Yeah.
He was never a home run hitter, and now all of a sudden he is. And like that just it confuses me why Cashman still has faith in the coaching staff, right? If guys
Right.
come up and they're just significantly degressing.
It's true, and I think it goes along with this whole heavy analytics that they're into. The idea that things will just correct themselves over time, like over a large sample size, everything will come back to normal. But I mean, baseball is so much different from that. You need to adjust. You need to make adjustments. You need to, change your hitting approach. You need to change your swing sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're doing something wrong. You need to look at tape and figure out what it is. And it just seems like there's been no adjustments made thus far this season. We're seeing the same guys go up and have the same type of at bats. Stare at a ball right down the middle, swing at an 0-1 pitch, and then they're 0-2, and then they strike out. It's like the same thing over and over again, and we're not seeing any kind of adjustments being made. And I like I said, I think this stems a lot from this heavy analytics that they use.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, with that being said, it's like the whole plug and play thing that he mentioned, right? It seems
Right.
like what Cashman wants the coaching staff to do is kind of just write the names in the lineup and just let them go out there and do their thing and let them figure it out
Yeah,
on their own. I think that's a terrible idea. Just because of a guy like Gleyber Torres, for example, right?
yeah.
In 2019, we saw a completely different approach
Hmm.
from Gleyber than he has now. Gleyber was a type of guy who, yes, he would hit home runs, but at the same time, he would change his approach mid at bat. So first few pitches of the at bat, he would have that big leg kick, right?
Hmm.
And then on when he had two strikes on him, he would shorten up his swing and he would abandon the leg kick for kind of like
Right.
a toe tap kind of thing, I
Hmm.
guess. We haven't seen that out of Gleyber. It seems like
No.
it's leg kick or nothing. He's going for a 40 home run in one game, and
Hmm.
it's not the way the Yankees need to be doing things. But I do want to bring up another comment by Cash,
Okay.
and he said this one's kind of interesting. He said, and so I don't see us reacting to how to shake up the roster too quickly. And I don't see us reacting to not believing in the staff that we have and the players that we have either. Now, he's kind of saying this as in we're only 15 games into the season. We're not going to make any drastic changes just yet, which I do understand to a point, and that's kind of why I said I'm not pressing the panic button yet on this team, but my hand's hovering over it because if this continues any longer, I'm mashing that panic button. But I think what Cashman kind of fails to realize is making a bold decision here wouldn't be reacting too quickly. We're not talking about a team that has won a World Series in the
Right.
past, 12 years? So clearly what has been going on hasn't been working, regardless of
Yeah.
making the ALDS, making the ALCS. It hasn't been working because it hasn't been working when it comes down to the biggest moments, and that's the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I kind of disagree with Cashman when he says that if he were to make like a stark decision here, it would be too reactive.
No, I don't think it's reactive at all. We're not 3 games into the season. We're 15 games into the season. It's a large enough sample size. We've seen these guys are struggling really bad. Now,
Yeah.
with the lineup, we're expecting this, right? We're expecting guys to get hot and then get cold. That's just the type of team that the Yankees are. It's it's how the lineup is constructed. But we're seeing a lot of issues with defense. We're seeing a lot of issues with pitching. And you have to make adjustments in those areas.
Yeah.
It's not going to just correct itself.
But apparently they think it is. They
But
think they're
that's
just
what's
gonna
so
like
weird.
send their guys out there and magic's gonna happen. It
And
boggles my mind.
but the thing is, like, that is a realistic expectation for batting because
Yeah.
a lot of the time slumps can just be a little thing that's off here and there, and then you get a couple of hits and it just comes right back. But fielding, pitching, not so much. You really need to make those adjustments, and even batting to an extent as well. But like especially fielding and pitching, like you really need to watch tape. You got to see what's going on, and as far as fielding goes, there may be no way to fix it. So
Yeah.
are we just throwing in the towel? I mean,
Yeah, listen, it's confusing. I think it's a result of the team not focusing on fundamentals the past few seasons,
absolutely.
putting the ball in play, base running skills,
Right.
defensive skills. They've kind of abandoned all that in sake of the home run. And when the
Right.
home run doesn't come up, the team has nothing. So that's the key. But I think the bottom line that I kind of drew from the press conference was, listen, Cashman, I'm a defender of you, bro. But you like how I called him bro. We're boys.
Bro.
But I think at this point you shouldn't have even just had a press conference. I
Yeah.
think it kind of just made things worse. It was,
Yeah.
I would say, it was completely unnecessary, just because there was nothing discussed that people don't already know, right? People
Exactly.
don't want to hear anymore. I think we're turning a corner, right?
Oh,
I believe in this team. We're gonna get better. This is a good roster. People don't want to hear that anymore, and just having a press conference like that is just gonna make fans more frustrated. I think we just need to ride this wave out, see where it goes. Listen. I think I could speak for everyone when I say I still believe the Yankees are going to make the postseason this year. They're just going through a very severe rut. But listen, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Brian, you have any more comments on the situation?
I think that about wraps it up.
I think that's going to wrap it up for today. But listen, everyone, once again, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. We're doing daily pregame and post games for every Yankee game this season, so stay tuned for that. I got these daily recorded videos as well. Hope you guys appreciate them. But we appreciate you. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Peace.